All right. Let's start by what's the definition of culture? Who can define the word culture? Judy, go ahead.
Okay. Culture is a set of beliefs, behaviors, and traits shared by a group of people.
Okay, who can give me an example of culture? Nano Mahi?
Like the Hindu cultural traditions.
Yes, like the Hindu culture tradition. Thank you. Can we have like different culture in the same country? Or can you give me an example of a country that have like melting cultures together? Hannah Hamdi?
Nisa, can you repeat the question?
Again, can we find different cultures in the same country?
Yes.
Give me an example, yeah, Hannah.
For example, I can speak the Somali language. If my family immigrates from Somalia to the United States, I could still speak it.
Thank
and
you,
I could
Hannah.
still wear the traditional clothing.
Yes, thank you very much. And another example you find in the United States that many people live there with different nationalities, cultures, and clothing and food style and in the same country. So we can find more than one culture within the same country. We have talked about the ethnic groups. What's the definition of an ethnic group? Reem Gouda?
I say the definition of ethnic group.
Yes, actually the ethnic group will be having more than one group of people with common tribal and religious culture background. This is called an ethnic group. And we can also find more than one ethnic group in the same country. Okay. What about the language? What kind, or what purpose the language serve, and is it important or not? Rashwan?
What is the question?
Again, what purpose does the language serve, and is it important or not?
Miss, can you repeat the question, Malish?
Again, what purpose does the language serve?
A powerful form of communication. Through language, people communicate information and experience and pass on cultural beliefs and traditions.
All right. Language has many dialects. What's the definition of a dialect? Kenzie Dahan?
The region of the language with different features such as the vocabulary, grammar, and strings, and punctuation.
Right. So dialects actually is a regional variety of a language, which is make it very unique. We said that we have a variety of religions all over the world. People do not have one religion. Who can elaborate about the religions? Hannah Dorghem? Hannah Dorghem?
We have, Miss, can you hear me?
Yes, I can now.
Okay, we have many religions like Hinduism and Buddhism and Sikhism and Islam.
Yes. We have actually the most common religions are Islam, Christianity, Judaism, Hinduism, and Sikhism, which are practiced in many countries, especially in India. Okay, the religion has a major influence on people. How do people see religion? People see religion from 2 points of view. What are they? People see religion from 2 points of view. What are they? Nenu?
Some people see it as a merely tradition to follow during special occasions or holidays, and some people make it a main point of their life.
Yes, thank you, Nenu. That's what I want. What about the customs? What's meant by customs? What's meant by customs? Fadia? Fadia?
Can you repeat the question, please?
What about the customs? What's meant by customs? Or give me examples for customs.
Customs like أقولها بالعربي like can I say it in Arabic اللي هي الجمارك.
I mean, give me examples for customs. I don't want Arabic explanations.
Okay ثانية. For like greetings including kissing on the cheeks.
Yes, it includes sometimes whether it is accepted to be kissed on the cheek or not. Are women allowed or permitted to touch another man or not? That include jokes, include a sign of greetings, respect, and so on. These are examples of customs. What about the history? Does the history shape how we view the world or not? The history represents what kind of celebrations? Lujaina?
They celebrate to honor the heroes and the heroines مش عارفة,
Yes,
who
heroines.
brought about successes.
Yes, history is very popular in order to reshape the country, and it is celebrated all around. For example, while we are celebrating the heroes, we also remember the dark periods of history which distinguish between events in our history. Let's talk about the arts and the sports for today. Okay, let's see. Maya, please read arts and sports. Maya? Maya not here? Khadija?
Yes.
Read the arts and sports.
Okay. Dance, music, visual arts, and literature are important elements of culture. Nearly all cultures have unique art forms that celebrate their history and enrich people's lives. Some art forms, such as singing and dancing, are serious parts of religious ceremonies or other culture events. Aboriginal people of the Pacific Islands have song, dances, and chants that are vital parts of their cultural traditions. Art can be forms of personal expression or worship, entertainment, or even ways of retelling and preserving a culture's history. In sport, as in many other aspects of culture, activities are adopted, modified, and shared. Many sports that we play today originated with different culture groups in the past. Athletes in ancient Japan, China, Greece, and Rome played a game similar to soccer. Scholars believe that the Maya of Mexico and Central America developed ball game, the first organized team sport, playing on a 40 to 50-foot long recessed goal. The athlete's goal was to kick a rubber ball through a goal.
Thank you, Khadija. So here he's talking about the arts and the sports, which actually a very vital combination that contribute to any culture. So at the beginning, the arts could include dance, music, and visual arts, literature, which are one of the most important elements of the culture, such as singing, dancing, are serious part of any religious ceremonies or even the cultural events. About sports, you can find that every country has its own unique sports. For example, here we have football, other have American football, sometimes we have basketball, and so on. So we have a variety of sports that represent the country itself. Let's talk about the government. Okay, Adam Guayet.
Government is another element of culture. Despite differences, governments around the world share certain features. They maintain order within an area,
and provide protection from outside dangers. Governments also provide services to citizens. Such services typically include education and transportation, infras- infrastructure. Different cultures have different ways of distributing power and making rules.
So the government is another element of the culture. Of course, we have differences between governments all over the world, but actually their main job is to, what's the main job of a government? Judy?
Okay. Uh, to maintain orders within an area and provide protection from outside danger,
Yes.
and also provide services to citizens.
Yes, so the government has three main roles. Number one, it maintains the order. Number two, it provides protection for people and all the areas. Number three, it provides people with different services, especially in education and transportation and health too. So, but actually, it has different ways of distributing power and making rules. But it's very vital and very important. Let's talk about the economy. نور الماحي read.
Economies control the use of natural resources and define how goods are produced and distributed to meet human needs. Some cultures have their own type of economy, but most follow the economy of the country or area where they live. This allows people of different cultures living in an area to trade and conduct other types of businesses with one another. For example, many people in Benin, West Africa, sell goods in open air markets. Some people bring items to the markets to trade for the goods they need, but others pay for goods using paper money and coins.
So the economy actually control the natural resources and define how the goods are produced and distributed among the human needs. And also every culture can define what kind of economy do people have to practice. So again, what's the purpose or what's the job of economy in any country? What's the job of economy in any country? You can tell me. Let's see. فرح البغدادي. فرح البغدادي. Is someone not responding? I consider him absent and I put him in the waiting room. Who else? Jana? Jana? Okay. Rujaina?
Here.
Tell me what.
Jane Ayman?
Rujaina Abbas is not here. Tell me what
Okay.
is the job of economy?
طب okay, بس 1 minute. Economies control the use of natural resources and define how goods are produced.
Okay.
And distributed to meet human needs.
So it actually controls the use of natural resource, and it also makes us distribute the natural resources among the human according to their needs. Let's move to the cultural region. Culture region, let's see. Yusuf, you're here? Yusuf,
Yes, yes.
please read cultural regions.
A culture region is a geographic area in which people have certain traits in common. People in a culture region often live close to one another to share resources for social reasons and to keep their cultures and communities strong. Cultural regions can be large or relatively small. For example, one of the world's largest cultural areas stretches across northern Africa and southwest Asia. This culture region is home to millions of people of the Islamic or Muslim culture. A much smaller cultural region is Spanish Harlem in New York City. This cultural region is home to a large and growing Hispanic culture.
So again, the culture region, what's the definition of a culture region? Who can tell me what's the definition of a culture region? Reem Gouda?
It's a geographic area in which people have certain traits in common.
All right, so people in culture region often live close to one another. Why? Why do they live near one another? I have Aysel Rifai. Aysel, why do people in a culture region live close to one another? Aysel, okay. Jana, is your mic working now? Jana? Hala? 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 Farah al-Baghdadi, is it working now? Because if it's not working, يعني you don't need to attend the session. You can stay in the waiting room. Farah Hana Durgam, go ahead.
People live close to each other because to share resources.
Yes. You live close to each other to share resources. This is number one. What else?
Cultures and communicates strong. And for social reason.
For social reasons, okay. So they live together for social reasons, to share the resources, and to keep their communities
cultures and communicates
strong. Okay. Who can give me one example of the largest culture areas? Give me one example of the country's larger areas. Okay, I have a minute. Judy, go ahead.
One of the world's largest cultural areas stretches across northern Africa and Southwest Africa. This cultural region is home to millions of people of the Islamic or Muslim culture. Uh, oh, this is for Yani the largest culture.
Thank you. This is one of the largest culture areas that stretches northern Africa to Southwest Asia, and it is home for millions of Islamic or Muslim culture. Okay, who can give an example of a larger culture region?
Miss Sally.
Do not interrupt, please. After I finish, you can ask me about anything.
This is something for the culture region.
Okay, go ahead.
I do not hear what the question for the often close to one another. Why? Because my internet was lagging.
All right, I will repeat it again. We said that the culture region is a geographic area with people have traits in common. They share their traits. Why do they live close to each other? For many reasons. Number one, to share resources. Number two, for social reasons, to keep their culture and communities strong. Okay, that's it. Social reasons, which means to keep their cultures and communities strong. The last one, who can give me an example for a smaller culture region? Smaller culture region. Okay, I have Yusuf Ahmed. Raise your voice, Yusuf.
Spanish Harlem in New York City. بس حضرتك سامعني؟
Okay, but I can't hear you. Raise your voice a little bit.
Spanish Harlem in New
Yes.
York City.
Thank you very much. The Spanish Harlem in New York City is considered one of the smallest culture region because this is a home for growing culture, which is very small. Okay, we have finished our lesson today. I'm just gonna take the attendance. Ali Sham, Adam Guaid,
Yes.
Ahmad Rashwan, Hassan Youssef,
Yes.
Mu'min Al-Azabi.
Miss, I'm here.
I know يا أحمد. نور مهدي, أسامة الجيزي, غندور,
Yes.
شادية, فرح البغدادي.
Yes.
So Farah, you're here. Why don't you repeat, answer the questions? Farah, next time, if you don't have a working mic during the session, I will consider you absent, okay?
I was having a problem in my internet.
Please make sure that you don't have it next time. Fatima,
Okay.
Habiba Al-Aizabi, Hala Tariq. Is Hala Tariq here? Hana Magdi, Hana Hamdi,
Here.
Hana Durgham,
Here.
Hana Nحل, أيسر رفاعي, Jana, Judy,
Here.
Kinsey,
Here, Miss Jenna told me that her mic is not working, and when she click on the mic, she did not open.
Khadija Hani, Lujaina Ayman,
Here.
Lujaina Abbas, Malak, Maya, Noor,
Here.
Yim.
Nano. Me too.
Here, I know. Okay, see you tomorrow, inshallah, guys. Bye.
Bye.